And I think it's something that most Christians miss. What's the foundation that gives you the right to pray and have an expectation from God? It's the eternal covenant between the Father and the Son that can never, ever be broken. The first covenant was Abraham. It broke because of the weakness of the flesh. But the last covenant was with God and himself. And the word upon it was, it is finished. It could never be broken by my sin. It can never be violated by my sin. It can never be rearranged by my wrong actions. Hear me clearly. A Christian must understand this above everything. What makes us different is the fact that we have a covenant that gives us the right to come before our God. Messed up, confused, downcast, missing the boat. We have the right to come before him because of the covenant and the eternal covenant between Jesus and the Father. When you miss that, you miss the whole thing. Do you understand? When the Israelites would mess, look all through the Bible, they would mess up, but guess what would happen? God would always come and deliver them. Why? Look at, for instance, it says when they were in Egypt, they cried unto the Lord. Their cry was a covenant cry that got the ear of God. And God says he remembered because of their cry the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your cry when you're in covenant, not your words, will cause God to remember the eternal covenant he made for you and with you to make sure you can come into his presence. He made the way for you. You never approach the throne with a title or a position. You approach the throne because of the name and the covenant which has been made that can never, ever be broken. Oh, praise the Lord. Some of y'all don't get what I'm saying. The privilege we have as covenant children of God. The world doesn't have it. We have it. It is a guaranteed promise. If I mess up today, see, most of you, when you mess up, you run from him. That's the problem. Because you don't understand the covenant that has been made that gave you access. He said, come as you are. Oh, praise the Lord. You're trying to fix yourself, and you never can. You have to get fixed in his throne. He fixed you. You can't fix yourself. You can't change yourself. It's a lie from the enemy. More Christians, I had to realize this. I tried to fix myself. If I could have fixed myself in the first place, I wouldn't need Jesus. But I'll always need him. I can't fix myself. I have to depend on what he did, what he finished. He is waiting for you to come to him, just messed up, confused, angry, full of bitterness and rage. Just as you are, he will meet you there. We base our Christianity on our performance, not on his finished work. This is the problem with Christians. You have a benefit. You know, your insurance gives you benefits? Okay. This is a benefit you have that if you miss it, you still have access to him because your approach to him ain't based on your performance, but it's based on his finished works. And that is for eternity. And he awaits for you. When I used to sin, I would run from God and I would get more in trouble. I usually fell more into sin, to tell you the truth. Whatever the sin was, I got worse. Because I thought I could fix it. I said, well, I'll get myself straight first, then I'll go back to him. That's the biggest lie the enemy has ever sown a Christian. Because you ain't gonna never get yourself right enough to come before him. But the only way, you have to trust in what he gave you. What did he give you? He gave his son. The only reason God could forgive us was because of his son. And the one that came had said, it is finished. I have done everything that was supposed to be done. See, as I have grown and matured more and more through falling on my face and getting back up, I didn't live no perfect life, and I haven't. But I learned the value of the fact that he loves me. I learned the fact that he's accepted me. What am I trying to tell you tonight? I had to learn. to accept his answer for sin. One day he said, when are you going to accept this? He said, I do. No, he said, not for everything. There are certain sins in your mind that you think my blood ain't good enough. But I just told you, I accepted my son's blood. I'm the one your sin offended. Your sin violated my holiness. And I have said the answer to that is my son's blood. When are you going to embrace it? I went around one year teaching this, Zechariah 3. And I'm trying to tell you there were more Christians getting healed than you can imagine because we have lived our life as a lie. We actually think we can actually make ourselves better. You can't. You have to go before him and let him purge you of the sin and the iniquity that caused you to sin. So what I'm saying to you today, the title is Purification Glory. Are you sure you're ready for it?